Hi, welcome to The Music Scene. I'm your host, Stephanie DeGraw. We've got a fun show lined up for you. Keep it right here on The Music Scene. Hi, and welcome to The Music Scene. I'm Stephanie DeGraw, and tonight I'm excited to be with Red Bull recording artist Black Gold. Hey guys, how are ya?
What's up, darling? How you doing?
Good. We're excited to have you here, and I'll just go around the group and let you each introduce yourselves.
Sure. I'm Eric. I sing and I play the piano in Black Gold.
Great.
My name's Al. I play guitar.
My name's Ton. I play the drums.
My name's Carrie. I'm the bass player.
Let's start right in on how you met. I think it's really interesting. You were actually, I think, involved in a television show?
I was playing in that band Ambulance, and we were playing the Craig Kilborn show, which I don't believe exists anymore. And, after the sound check, the stage was clear and nobody was in there. And Ton, who was on the road with us, helping us out a lot, or a little, maybe you might say, a little bit. Ton and I snuck onto the set when there was nobody else there, and that was sort of the site of our first jam session. So I guess that's sort of where the band really began. But the band started really in a friendship between Ton and I love him dearly. And, somewhere along the way we picked up these two jokesters, and that's become Black Gold.
Exactly. Well, let's ask the question for people maybe who aren't familiar with some of your music. How would you categorize it and explain it to people?
We get asked the question quite a bit, and it's really hard to answer the question because, we are big music nerds, all four of us, and our taste in music is very diverse. And we draw production-wise. If you listen to the record, you'll hear a lot of different elements and a lot of different styles of music being sort of referenced. So, it's really hard. Some people say we're poppy indie. Some people say we're indie pop. But I really think that it's sort of like a diverse reflection of our record collections. You'll hear everything from jazz to funk to heavier rock to singer-songwriter stuff to everything in between. So that's the long answer.
Well, that's exactly right, because it is, and you can't really put it in a category. Yeah. How about the fact that are you all from New York, or just some of you in the group?
I'm from Oakland. I'm from Oakland, California.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's about as far away from New York as you can get, Oakland, California. All right. And where are you from?
I grew up in California, actually, but I've been in New York for 11 years now, so I'll say New York.
Okay.
Yeah. I was born in New York, actually, but I kind of grew up outside of D.C. and went back to New York. Recently, I kind of had a little adventure over to L.A. I spent about 8 months in L.A., but it looks like I'm moving right back to New York, so I feel like a New Yorker, I would say.
And what do you feel like?
I feel like I'm from Glasgow, Scotland, but I've been living in New York for about 2.5 years.
Oh, great. Welcome. That's great. You've got, of course, an exciting new album out that just came out this year, Rush. Let's talk about kind of what we can expect for the sound on that.
The sound of the record itself? Yeah, I mean, it goes back to the sort of the eclecticism. The album starts off with a little bit more modern production, right? It starts off more dancey, and there's like more synth and keyboard work. And then it gets more organic, and it sounds more like a Fab Four, Beatles style, piano, guitars, bass, and drums and vocals. And then it ends even more devolved with just vocal and piano. So it sort of starts more modern and it ends very basic.
And so maybe tell me a little bit about signing with Red Bull Records. How's that been for you? How's that opened the doors, or what do you like about it?
We really cherish that relationship we have with them, because they've unlike so many labels these days, they're willing to get behind something and really support it, and they've been nothing but enthusiastic about our music, and they're doing exactly what they need to do. They believe, and they're convinced that this is going to go somewhere, and that's what we need.
Absolutely, especially now. That's exciting with the music industries. A lot of the labels are cutting back, but you guys have gone full steam ahead with them, so that's great. How has the reaction so far been to Rush?
It's been great. We've been really lucky, I think if people give it a real listen, they tend to really like the record, and it's our first record, so it was sort of our first birth. It's like a mother giving birth for the first time. So there's been some pains in just getting it out and just getting it out into the world. But like a mother, we feel proud of our little baby, and we just want people to listen to it. And we're excited to tour it. The thing about the album is that Eric and I recorded it, mostly just with some friends as well, but mostly it was just the two of us playing on it. But now that we've been touring it as a 4-piece, the songs really come to life, and they have just taken on a beautiful new life, and it feels good to be playing them on the road for people.
If you could have your choice of, I want to play that venue, where would that be?
Wow, it's funny. My up to a few days ago, my answer would have been different. I would have said probably somewhere in Russia or someplace exotic, but we were just in Red Rocks, and the majesty of the place was so incredible. And the way it was built and the history behind it, just standing, amongst these amazing, huge, gorgeous natural red rocks and the natural amplification and just the whole vibe of the place, you made me want to cry. I hope to someday really play there. And if that doesn't happen, then we've already talked about just setting up some instruments there one day and just jamming there, just for whoever wants to come by, because it's a park when it's not being used as a venue.
Absolutely. You're going to have to put that out there on the internet so we can come see you jamming in a national park area. That would be beautiful. We have a lot of people in Utah that watch the show, and they say, how does a person really get to that next level? They're playing local, they're doing very well.
I'll answer it two ways, practical and sort of more dreamy, because that's kind of where I'm coming from. The practical sort of answer is kind of what Carrie said. It's you sort of have to be in a place where you can give your music to business people who can get it out to the world, because artists and creative types like us can be business savvy, but really leave it to those people to do it. And obviously you can do it on the indie level as well, but you sort of have to just make sure that you're vigilant about getting your stuff to the right people, right? And the dreamy answer is write from the heart. If you're writing songs or you're performing, do it from the heart. And because people can tell. I certainly can when you're on stage or you've recorded something that's truly kind of BS. It's not really, you're doing it for the wrong reasons. And Eric and I, when we started writing songs together, and the four of us when we write songs together, which is new for us, everyone does it from the heart, and I think that's really the most important thing.
The trick to being a success, it lies mostly just in persistence. It's all those people that give it a try for a little while and then they just can't take it anymore and then they're out. It's people like us who just, this is what we do. Whether we make money at it or we don't, we're going to do it. And we're going to persist at it. And slowly in time, little by little, an opportunity will pop up and then you'll go a little while without one, but you just have to kind of muscle through those times in order to do it, Yeah,
just be resourceful, man. I think that's the best thing. Make sure you do your homework. That helps also. Like bands you love, just kind of follow their history. Go back. That really it can lay out a map for you, give you a clear perspective on if it's attainable. Because you make goals that are obtainable, that you can reach, because you can do them. Your dreams can always turn to goals.
Well, we are very honored to have been talking to Black Gold. Thanks for watching. I'm Stephanie DeGraw, and this has been The Music Scene.